Ready whenever you are.
You're ready? Okay. Citizens of the Reject Nation, it's me, Tara Erickson, alongside this guy who was just like, I'm ready when you are.
Yeah, man. I'm Greg Alba.
I mean, give me a break. Listen, we're watching Lovely Bones.
The Lovely Bones.
The Lovely Bones. They're
Lovelies.
bones, and they are lovely. I have not seen this movie. Apparently, it's a drama. I don't really know what I'm in for, except I hope I get to see some bones. How are you doing today, Gregory Alba?
I'm good. I've heard good things about this movie. It's from director Peter Jackson. I think Mark Wahlberg's in it.
Really?
I think so.
Okay, I love him, so I'm excited.
Yeah, everyone.
I adore him. Leave a like, leave a comment, and don't forget to ring the bell. Ring the bell! See how I threw you off the scent? Yeah, you thought I was going to go with like a dark drama bones type of a song, but then I brought it back to what I normally do because I keep you on your toes. Thanks, Prep, for helping us edit down this video. Also, if you know what's good for you, you got to get on Patreon, okay? You got to get super sassy because that's what we call you. You get to sync up with your whole copy, watch the whole thing with me and the Lovely Bones and the Gregory, okay? And also, Greg and John offer exclusive highlights and watch-alongs over there, so just get over there if you know what's good for you. Okay, so we're going to watch the Lovely Bones, then we're going to get to it, get boning, not between us, with the movie in 3, 2, 1.
Oh, happy feet.
That's cute.
I remember being really small.
Okay.
There was a snow globe, and I remember the penguin who lived inside the globe. He was all alone in there, and I worried for him.
That's empathetic.
Don't worry, kiddo. He has a nice life. He's trapped in a perfect world.
Nice. I feel like there's some type of
Metaphor?
metaphor set up for getting. Oh, Rachel Weisz.
Let's get it. Avid reader she is.
I know that's a shit ton of books right there.
Oh, God. 12 years. All right.
She still hasn't cleaned up that pile of books
Nope.
after all these years. Oh, so
She's in this.
Saoirse Ronan.
Yes.
I remember being given a camera for my birthday. I loved the way a photo could capture a moment.
Why is she talking like in this past tense way?
That's what I wanted to be when I grew up, a wildlife photographer.
Oh,
I
she's
did not-
dead and she's the Lovely Bones, and that's why she's talking in the past tense.
Sort of the impression I'm getting right now. Yeah.
Okay.
I remember going with Dad to the sinkhole out at the Connors farm.
Oh, how fun.
And I remember the girl who lived there, Ruth Connors. The kids at our school said she was weird, but now I know she saw things others didn't.
That's a very mysterious exchange there.
What things did she see?
And I remember the worst thing that ever happened to us as a family.
Lovely! What happened? He swallowed a twig!
Is his name Lovely?
I don't know. Okay. Yeah, all right. Cool car. Good job.
This music seems very much in contrast with the moment.
Yeah. That is your daughter.
You know that's your daughter.
He lived.
Bugly.
Ugly.
Susan Sarandon.
Susan!
Everything feels like a dream right now.
Grandma Lynn predicted I would live a long and happy life because I had saved my brother.
Doesn't sound like that's what's gonna happen.
Grandma Lynn was wrong.
I am dead.
My name is Salmon, first name Susie. I was 14 years old when I was murdered on December 6th, 1973.
Murdered?
Jesus.
What?
This was before missing kids started appearing on milk cartons or were feature stories on the daily news.
Oh yeah, in the 70s, that was a big thing.
It was back when people believed things like that didn't happen.
I gotta say, man, the production design on all the costumes and stuff, I did not grow up in this era like you. However, this does feel very authentic.
I'm 28. He's cute.
Does he like you as much as you like him?
Grandma, he's a senior.
Whoa, I could have played this guy.
You could have. I don't know. His hair might be better.
Shut up, Tara. You're 50.
It's full and it's curly and it's just sits nicely.
There's no need to put me down. I don't put you down.
If I hadn't been so distracted, I would have realized something was wrong. But I was too busy thinking about the length of Ray Singh's eyelashes.
Oh my God.
So, have you kissed him yet?
Kissed him yet? Has she even talked to him yet?
I'm just afraid I won't be any good at it.
My first kiss was with a grown man.
Wow.
This is a bit awkward.
I mean, she's a hot grandma, that's for sure.
Glorious. Took me a long time before I realized that a kiss like
What's this
that,
guy looking at? It's
And
the
the
guy in the
background player was
background.
totally watching them.
it only happens once.
Did she die before getting her first kiss?
It wasn't Mr. O'Dwyer, by the way.
Yeah,
Oh,
okay, I
isn't-
knew it. Yeah, he's in the story.
Mr. O'Dwyer's own daughter died a year and a half after I did. She had leukemia, but I never saw her in my heaven.
Interesting grasp of the world. There is like this constant ethereal wash over everything.
Yeah.
My murderer was a man from our neighborhood. I took his photo once as he talked to my parents about his border flowers.
Oh, I'm gonna love it. They're like not gonna show him till the last like.
I was aiming for the bushes when he got in the way. He stepped out of nowhere and ruined the shot.
Damn serial killers.
He ruined a lot of things.
Oh, I think it's Stanley too. I think it's Stanley Tucci.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I saw Stanley Tucci in the mall.
Oh, he now has the hat. Oh wait, no, that doesn't make sense. Because I'm like, it looks like the house like the guy brought.
That the big guy got for his daughter.
Yeah, that I'm like, oh, did he kill that girl?
But she died of leukemia, it says. I mean, he already seems like some suspicious, creepy guy in your neighborhood.
Yeah. Why is he painting a dollhouse? Oh God, he's building his dungeon.
It's interesting. I really know the Lord of the Rings movies, so I see a lot of the flourishes of Peter Jackson's like horror camera movement directing.
Did Mom know before she married you about your obsession?
Obsession with what?
With the boat things.
Like, if you start something, you finish it. You don't stop until you get it right. If you don't get it right, you start over again, and you keep on going as long as you have to. That's the way it is.
Sounds like a theme of the movie. I wonder what her heaven is, because there's this emphasis on like glass container, like the snow globes, the glass bottles.
Oh yeah, like she's stuck somewhere. Like she was worried for the penguin.
Yeah. She was the penguin.
Susie, you've used up all the film? Do you have any idea what this is gonna cost? No, absolutely not.
Why'd you give her the camera then?
You realize by the time I see my photos, I'm gonna be middle-aged.
No, you're gonna be dead.
Susie.
There's so much emphasis on certain objects. I keep wondering, like, what are these?
Yeah.
Are these other clues to something?
Hey, Susie.
It's me.
Oh my.
Oh my God!
gosh.
Look how spiffy he is. That's how he dresses like at
He's
school.
looking good.
Hi, Ray.
What did you think of the Moor? Othello.
Oh. It was amazing.
I love that play. That's another thing we have in common.
What else do we have in common?
What?
What the hell's going on?
I don't know. I'm confused. How does he have this much gall to be like?
Crap. I don't even read them. I do.
Susie, what are you doing on Saturday?
This guy's like something out of a novel.
It's like I like him, but it's putting me on edge. Like why?
You are beautiful, Susie Salmon.
It's like Dorian Gray. Not Dorian Gray. Who's the guy from 50 Shades? Is he about to go in for a kiss?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He even tried it earlier, and it's like too soon. I'm like, this doesn't happen.
Meet me at the mall, 10 o'clock Saturday.
Where in the mall?
The gazebo.
He just doesn't seem real.
He
Seems
doesn't. Like,
out of
I'm
a
like, is
fantasy.
that part of her imagination?
Yeah. Maybe it's how British guys behaved in the 70s. Oh, she about to get murdered now.
Or is she going after the girl?
She's just walking home.
Well, no, because
Oh, she's following the
the girl who sees things that other people don't.
Oh, is this where Stanley Tucci was burying something?
Oh, yeah, it looks like the same ground. Yeah. That's the note from him, right?
Yeah, I think it's what he left in her book. There's this fantastical element I wasn't expecting.
Yeah.
There we go.
I hope that was your homework.
Oh, he's creepy.
I live right down the street. How you folks doing?
They're fine.
That's an epic master shot.
No, you're the perfect person for me to run into because I just built this thing over here and I want to get a second opinion. Do you mind taking a look?
Yeet.
I have to get home.
I'll show the other kids in the neighborhood. They're going to be very excited about it.
You are cunning.
I don't see anything.
You're going to have to be more observant, Susie.
God, is she gonna like fall into that grave? Okay. Oh, that's a cool transition shot. I hate it.
Yeah, it's quite a sensory experience.
This is making me feel things.
Pretty neat, huh?
You want a pork chop, honey?
Yes.
You want to be the first one to try it out?
Really?
Yeah, sure, yeah. Go ahead.
It's a good performance. A lot of times these kind of characters, I feel like, come on, they're obviously suspect, but I could see why she'd be lured.
Wow, this is neato.
This is really cool, Mr. Herb.
Yeah, it was cool, huh? Yeah, I thought that you kids would like a place of your own to have a seat. Go ahead. There you go. Sit.
Oh, this is so off, buddy. Ugh.
Yeah.
This is really uncomfortable.
14-year-old girl knows how to use a telephone. It's not
I understand.
difficult.
I
Pick up the
understand.
phone
I
and
will deal
dial.
with her when she gets home.
And some games, because I know kids like to play games, and then, candles and...
Oh God, is he gonna like try to kiss her, and because her grandma was like it was with a grown man that she's gonna give into it? I hate all of it.
There's one rule. No adults allowed.
Oh, that laugh.
Got an interesting delivery choice. Cadence in his voice.
That's a cute hat. I like that hat very much.
Oh, this makes me so uncomfortable.
Would you like a refreshment, Susie?
Whoa.
Wow.
I have to go.
No, be polite. You have to be polite. Be polite.
I like that downward shot.
Are you warm? You can take your coat off if you want.
Oh God.
All right. The one safety net I'm feeling is that it's PG-13, so it can't go too harsh.
Do you have a boyfriend? Oh, I knew it. See, I knew you weren't like those other girls.
Shrouded in darkness.
I have to go.
I don't want you to leave.
Like stepping into a nightmare.
God, I just want her to put a candle to the ground and burn it and run out, or smash the bottle over his head. But dang it!
Ooh.
Yes, yes.
Oh my God, how long has she been down there for? Oh, the girl who's seen enough.
Oh, the note.
Whoa.
Whoa, she looks like a ghost.
I think she already
is a ghost,
I think she
right?
already died, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Because that was like, she's a
I
ghost.
think she was already killed and she just thinks she got away.
Yeah.
She's not with the Steads. Where are you going? Jack, could you just wait? Jack, would you please wait for the police?
Stay by the phone.
Oh, yeah, one of you is there. Let him go, man. Look for your kid.
The editing and the camera movement on this movie is just so nonstop.
Yeah.
Nonstop.
Ma'am, could you take a look at this? Have you seen this little girl? Sorry, buddy.
Oh, this is so sad. Oh yeah, she's totally dead already.
The first time she's run away?
She's missing. She's never done this, Detective.
I understand that. I just have to get a sense
She's not
of
home, and she always comes
what's going
home.
on here.
There's nothing going on. She's missing.
God, what a frantic ass situation to be in.
Dad?
What?
Well, he can probably feel like her presence even as she's dead, right? That's like a thing.
Oh, so she's not in a heaven. Oh, okay. So it is like the penguin trapped
Yeah, like
in
she's
the glass. In the glass case, yeah. It's like a purgatory.
Description of what she was wearing?
Yes, of course. Well, actually, I could tell you that right now if you want to write it down. She was wearing,
The best beanie you've ever seen. The way the motion feels like slowed down.
Yeah.
But without it feeling like slow motion.
Yeah.
It's fascinating.
and she has a beige canvas school bag, and it's got...
Oh, it's almost like being in another dimension. Whoa.
What is she seeing? Him.
What's he bathing in?
Yeah.
Okay, so she must like be really dead versus
partially dead.
like, and I thought like maybe she's in some purgatory or on the verge of death.
This is a really interesting way to portray this murder and her experience.
Yeah, the isolation of the objects, cerebralness of it all. He is exceptionally
Gross.
creepy.
Huh.
Anguish.
What is that?
The beanie.
Okay.
Nobody yet?
You found Susie's hat, but you didn't find her, which means we really don't even know if she was there at all, right?
We also found blood.
Jesus.
Oh, God.
You were a messy ass dude.
He must have killed her in his home. There's so much mud.
Or you just come by the police station, okay?
Oh, he knows he's about to be interviewed. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, shit.
His ability to capture objects and make them feel so large on screen.
I'm like,
these
is
little.
I wonder if it's shot on a wide angle lens and you get really close to it. I'm curious as to how it's done exactly.
Like they can make these small objects feel very imposing.
Yeah.
All I can think about now is why didn't I see something or why didn't I hear something? Because that young girl must have screamed.
Oh my God. He sure is fascinating to watch, though, man. He's a really, really compelling ass performance.
But you were at home that day.
What day?
Last Wednesday?
Last Wednesday.
What are you
Oh,
paying
right.
attention
He still has the bracelet.
to? Again, the objects.
Ah.
All little clues. You don't think the dollhouse is a little mysterious?
Yeah.
You married?
I was, yeah.
But you have kids.
No, I wish.
You mind if I take a look?
Oh, God.
I make everything myself. I make all the shingles and the furniture, and I used to do cabinet making, but there's not much call for that these days.
Damn.
Took a risk and tried something new and discovered a talent that I didn't know I had.
Oh, no. Peering into the window of their souls.
What's that underneath the stairs?
Oh, that would be the basement.
Great
Cool transition. Wow, I didn't expect this to be going on.
Life was leaving me.
Weird.
That's a really great way to portray like leaving of this earth. Wait, why is oh
He's waiting for her. Wow, this looks straight out of Lord of the Rings now.
yeah. Oh.
Whoa.
she gonna go down as soon as that bracelet hits the water? As though like that's her last piece of her grasping to that was still there, and now it's not.
It's like a totem connection. Quite appropriate for a 70s based movie to have these psychedelic visuals.
Oh,
I
yes.
think it's 70s,
yeah,
right?
yes.
If I had but an hour of love, if that be all is given me.
What? Who is this guy?
An hour of love upon this earth.
I would give my love to thee.
Is this from a movie?
This is, maybe that's from Othello,
Yeah.
but also he still seems so unrealistic to me.
I know, he's something else,
Like,
man.
and I'm like, is it gonna switch on us, or is that?
Everything else feels like grounded in reality.
Yeah, and this
And this one
feels-
guy just feels like something out of some romantic novel.
This belongs to you.
I mean, the school has to know, right?
Where did you get this?
I found it. I write poetry.
Is she making her move?
She got real close.
You miss her, don't you?
She's gone.
What if she isn't?
What?
What if she's still here?
You're not supposed to do that. What?
Oh my gosh, she has a friend.
You're not supposed to look back. You're supposed to keep going.
Why are you still here?
Who are you? Holly Golightly.
Oh, she might be one of the other victims of Stanley Tucci.
Yeah.
This isn't heaven. You're not there yet. This place is not really one place. And also is not the other place.
Formed from your mind.
Well, the visuals in this movie are insane. If they didn't win for like best visual effects, I don't even know.
But I wasn't looking beyond yet. I was still looking back.
Oh, so she's like a ghost with unfinished business.
You need to let go of Earth. You're dead, Susie. You have to leave.
I have to go home.
Semi feels like she stepped into some like animated world.
Yeah.
Everything she's tethered to is being destroyed. I cannot fathom what it must be like to lose a child.
My murderer began to feel safe. He knew people wanted to move on. He took comfort in the thought no one was looking at him.
But he would want to hunt again, wouldn't he?
There was one thing my murderer didn't understand.
Dad doesn't quit.
How much a father could love his child.
There's something with lighthouses too, because in the underground thing, there was a lighthouse and there was light going onto a calendar. And we're seeing lighthouses there and with her that I wonder if that will connect somehow him to her.
It's gonna be okay.
What is though?
My dad knows I'm here. I was still with him. I wasn't lost, or frozen, or gone.
Who's she narrating to? This reminds me of whoever that director's of The Great Gatsby and the Elvis movie.
I saw Susie. She came into my room. She kissed me on the cheek.
Oh,
little buddy.
I saw her too.
I think she listens.
I mean, when you have a loss like this, you have no choice but to believe in the afterlife.
Oh, is he going to develop them all now?
That's Peter Jackson. That's Peter Jackson. I could tell. Yep.
Some of these are good.
Why don't you get them all developed? This one roll a month thing is really crazy. Why do we want to keep this thing dragging out like this?
We're not dragging it out. We made a deal.
A deal.
There is no deal, Jack.
A deal to do develop one a month with her, and he's sticking to it because he's still connected.
Look, I've got a name for you. I've got several names, actually. Ronald Driver.
Do you have an address?
Len, I've got another name for you. He's a janitor, Michael Gitchell.
I love how Mark Wahlberg's doing all the work.
We need to start working backwards. You start looking at family histories.
Will you just stop it now? Will you just stop?
I know it's been 11 months. She is not coping very well. She needs help, Jack.
Sure.
Oh, Mom. Send in Susan.
Interesting. There's a lot of like true crime stories that this seems to sort of riff on.
Lindsey, honey, are you gonna say hello?
The child hates me.
Seems like the daughter's preparing herself for.
Yeah.
Your mother's in crisis, your father's a wreck.
What does that make you?
Mediator.
I'm in charge.
Oh.
Oh my God. Yo, this woman seems so unstable.
Yeah.
The dog knows.
All right. Okay. You're a salmon girl, right?
Oh, shit.
My murderer could live in one moment for a long time. He could feed off a memory over and over again.
But eventually he'd have to strike again.
When summer came, he noticed young lovers would sneak into the cornfield. He began to follow them and watch.
Oh, that is disturbing.
I am living with this. I am dealing. I'm coping. I'm dealing with it.
Anybody touch her things? You have a tomb in the middle of your house.
Jesus, guys, you gotta keep your voices down.
If you seal it up, that the pain's gonna go away.
Have kids who can hear all this.
Even though her mom is a drunk, she is kind of right.
My mother went as far away as she could. She found a job in a small orchard outside of Santa Rosa. If anyone asked, she said she had 2 children.
I mean, hard work will make you forget a lot.
And Lindsey, who always said she didn't believe in love, found it anyway.
I don't know why she care about Lindsey.
And there it was. The moment I would never have. My little sister had run ahead of me. She was growing up.
Oh my God.
That animation is great.
I didn't realize Lindsey was, I thought Lindsey was the friend. I got confused by the casting for a second.
Oh no, Lindsay's
yeah,
a sister.
Yeah, I was thinking of the friend, yeah.
He knew my sister had begun to wonder about the solitary man who lived in the greenhouse. She seemed intent on crowding him. And he resented it.
Whoa, fantastic shot.
He began to feel a familiar itch.
I would have liked to have kind of dived into the family's grief a bit more.
Yeah.
Because it kind of seems like we just went through just show some basic things of what they would do in other movies.
God, is he going to be in it? And that way he can save his.
There does seem to be a
last
sense
daughter.
of destiny in some of this
Those
stuff.
roses are the roses he paints.
That photo.
Oh, right. The Stanley Tucci is the flower guy. So
Yes,
it's going to
yes.
make him think of that.
Careful, honey.
That's why we went to that earliest
Oh,
memory.
and if that is her last role and she's taking a picture on her bike of that, then he's going to.
The last person to ever suspect. That was a fantastic look she gave. The way the water dripped, and it was like
Yeah.
a question of like, am I crying, or is that
Crying,
a
or
water?
is it?
Yeah.
Oh. Now they're all dead.
It's like he took care of those flowers just that one day, just to lure. Oh, interesting.
Yeah, what's the wood for, buddy?
Oh, Mr. Salmon. Hi.
What is that?
This is the project I'm working on.
You're a hunter?
Ducks.
It's a blind, right?
Yep.
So those things really work?
Oh, yeah. Takes a lot of patience. Sit for hours on end in the dark.
You talk as if you want to get caught.
Yeah.
I never got a chance to tell you how sorry I am about your loss.
You could never make the time. Never got the chance. You could always just walk over. Is this really happening?
No. He feels her. Just like he did when she was yelling.
The planes are crossing. Yo, conceal a bit, Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, come on, dude.
Jack.
I think it's time for you to go home now, Mr. Salmon.
Dial it back, Jack.
Go on home.
Play it cool, dude. Come on. You can get him later.
Both of you men need to play it cool.
Oh. Ooh.
Your father put a hole in the man's back door.
Yeah, he should have put a hole in his head.
You can't go around making accusations against George Harvey when you have no evidence.
Oh, Lindsey should let herself get caught.
It's time to put this behind us. This has to stop. I appreciate everything you've done. You've been a great friend to me.
That's a very specific hug. He was like...
Yeah. Or is
Maybe
he just going to go kill him?
Maybe he's trying to convince himself to actually move on.
No, I think he's going to go.
Pull some shit.
Yeah.
But he needs evidence.
I don't think he cares anymore. I think...
I want him cold and dead, with no blood in his veins. Look at what he did to me. What am I now? The dead girl?
Okay. Yeah. Bro, you cannot be walking in the open like that. You gotta be hiding behind trees. Lead us right to your trap.
You can be free of him, but not this way.
What do you know? That man took my life.
That's why she hasn't been able to move on.
I realized what I had done. I willed him to stop.
What?
I willed him to turn back.
How'd you do that?
Oh, realized what she had done by saying she wanted him dead. Now I'm understanding it. Instead of saying she willed him, because she didn't do that, obviously. God, yeah, all right. Oh, damn. And now they're going to think... Oh, shit. Oh...
God damn it.
I hate this.
Damn, this is getting way out of hand.
Holy crap, they're gonna kill him.
Go. Go. Go.
No, he can't have killed him. It's interesting how there's no real perspective in this movie.
Yeah, like who brought him to the hospital? Oh, Stanley did.
I mean, everything's kind of just on a... I thought it was all from the daughter's, her perspective. But the way they like hop in between... Yeah, it's just kind of this weird observation piece. Yeah.
With like the dad right here, it looks like it's from Stanley's, right? Like I assume he's the only one that...
It's like his dreamlike quality just washes over the whole thing.
All right.
I knew then he would never give me up. He would never count me as one of the dead.
Don't you remember the opening of the movie?
I had to let him go.
But you can't go until he lets you go.
That's a monster-esque camera angle.
Sophie Sacchetti.
Who?
Pennsylvania, 1960. She had been his landlady.
Ah, okay.
She had been his lamplady?
Landlady.
Landlady, okay.
She's stepping into his history.
That was that big ball that was in the ocean earlier.
Somehow she's stepping into his mind, going through his history.
Lana Johnson, 1960, Bucks County, Pennsylvania. She was the youngest. She was 6.
Oh my God.
Flora Hernandez, Delaware, 1963.
Yeah, this guy's been on the prowl for a long ass time.
Denise Lee Eng, Connecticut, 1971. Denise Lee Eng liked to be called Holly.
One of the victims.
Holly, go lately.
I think the movie is very visually stunning, and I think the actors are doing a lot of the heavy lifting, but there's something about the characterization and the way this movie ultimately flows, how it's just kind of just been this one pace that kind of feels a little bit hollow to me, and I can't quite pinpoint what it is. It's grand, and there's a lot of fervor behind the camera for sure, but there's something in the scripting.
It may be because we didn't really get to mourn these deaths or her death really very much, maybe in the normal way that we would see in other movies. So it.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Oh God, is she in the safe?
That would make the most sense.
Yeah, it would. That's why the flower's in there, and he saw the flower and it's red. Okay.
That's why it was a messy ass disaster.
Yeah. Would she still be in there, or did he dump it?
Susie Salmon, 14, Norristown, Pennsylvania, 1973. Murdered in a room he had built under the earth.
I mean, I do think this movie's at its strongest when it is focused on Stanley Tucci.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I really like Mark Wahlberg and his I
like that too. Yeah.
That storyline. This like with the grandma and the sister. I mean, it has to be there. If Stanley goes to take her, it will start to be very engaging because then we're on the chase.
Yeah.
With Mark and him, which is what I want to see.
I was like, I like the plane in which the daughter's in, but it feels a bit meandering in that storyline.
Yes, you mean in this one?
And where the daughter is in the afterlife or the in between.
Yeah.
She's kind of just there to meander. Yeah.
It's like, why has she been in the purgatory in the in between?
What's the point of us even going there? Yeah.
Yeah. What's the point? What?
But movie's not over yet. Oh, she's hunting.
What?
She's hunting.
Okay,
She's
girl,
gonna go get
it.
answers herself. There's nothing I outright dislike. I kind of just fluctuate between I really like this to I kind of don't feel much for this, if that makes sense. Yeah.
I feel like at the end, it's all gonna come together, and we'll be like, oh.
Okay, sweet. Yeah.
I hope she finds the book.
Or the bracelet.
Book of Girls. Or the little part of the bracelet, the house that he still has. Salt. What the f was that?
That was a really loud thud.
What the? Oh, okay.
Goddamn paper boys.
Now. Yes. Where is the book of murder? Damn it. She can climb out the window, though. She's smart. She's going to find a way out.
He has to put the bracelet.
His book. Oh, I bet you has a keepsake from each and every girl.
The book.
Get it, girl. Oh, is she going to see her picture and know she's next? Oh. Shit.
She messed something up. She left some clue that she's in the house.
Oh, Salmon Girl. There we have it.
Is that the creaking she's making?
This is, yes. Yes, I think so.
He's a hell of an artist.
You don't like to see it.
Dude.
I bet you turn the page and it's her. Come on now. Oh, right, the window that she broke. Okay, so he's downstairs. Good.
Dude, if I heard that, I would go charging up if I hear a creak or something.
Damn it. Shit.
Can he hear that?
I don't. Yes, he's like a sociopath. And he now knows his glass is broken. Oh, God damn it. Run out the window.
He's really going for it.
Out the window. Girl, grab that lamp and bust it on his head. Girl, run.
Holy shit.
Run! Scream and run. Scream. Just start screaming. My God. She broke her back. She can't. Scream.
Run. Oh my God.
Oh my God. Yeah, you show him that book.
Oh, just when I was talking about this movie, suddenly it got like really super intense. What'd you see?
Oh my God. I'm just like.
Wow.
Where's Dad?
Is he home from the hospital? What's going on? Is he dead? What's
Mom's
back?
What are you doing here?
What does it matter? She's home.
Where's Buckley?
He's at soccer practice, and I have to pick him up in an hour.
Okay,
that
this
was not the
delay,
time for
come
this.
on, like now this
Move
is
it
giving
along,
me
Jesus Christ.
there is no freaking
that was
way
not the time.
that she would just hold Mom's hand and not be like, Dad, I found the freaking killer. He has the hair in the book. This would not be happening. This is way too surreal. No, come on, the book.
You just escaped your sister's murder. I know it's a lot, but I think you'd still be focused on that.
I don't think that she'd be waiting right now. I don't think that this is very realistic.
Sometimes the melodrama is just like kind of puts things to a stall.
Are they going to put her in a point where now she's going to go, it's better for them to not know? Like she's going to protect them?
That would be a bunch of bullshit.
She's going to protect them?
Okay. Thank God.
He's already gone though, right?
So he was about to get insanely frustrating. I was on the verge of just being like, screw it.
Yeah.
Close, huh? Yeah. Too bad. I was really hoping I'd get rid of this thing. I really hate to inconvenience you, but...
Would you like some help?
God, wouldn't that be insane if it just
flew
open and then there goes the body?
You'd be like, I'm going to need $20 more.
Yeah.
I come here almost every day. I like to listen to the sounds.
Have you seen Holly?
Interesting how all these girls get like a shared heaven.
Did she tell you about this place?
Yes.
Then you must be ready. I'm Flora Hernandez. The others will be here soon.
So they're all like tethered to him, to his freedom.
But it gives me the skeevies.
The skeevies? Why, you're 12.
You behave weird, not me. I'm normal.
Oh, wow. All those things that we saw when she was walking in this environment. The hat flew by her. The ball was in the ocean.
Yeah.
It's all of these
all the victims.
props from...
Is it time for them to move on?
I don't know, but it's sad.
It's beautiful.
Of course it's beautiful.
It's heaven!
Let's go. I gotta...
Huh.
What are you waiting for? You're free.
Something's
not
going
time
to
yet.
pull her back. Yeah.
It's not time yet for her to move on. Everyone get in tune with your feelings. Trust your feelings. Yeah.
Ruth?
Did she possess her body?
What?
Did she inhabit her body?
Oh, because she was walking towards her and then.
Oh. Whoa.
Whoa.
You wrote me a poem once. You called yourself the Moor.
Damn, how do you load this thing into the truck?
Yeah.
Kiss me.
Oh, she never got her a kiss when she was alive. Man, what the hell's gonna happen? Son of a bitch.
Okay.
You're beautiful, Susie Salmon.
They at least have the book and the evidence and the hair. They're at his house. Maybe they don't need the safe and the body.
These were the lovely bones that had grown around my absence.
Oh.
Sometimes made at great cost, but often magnificent.
Wow.
And I began to see things in a way that let me hold the world without me in it.
Fascinating.
You looking for a ride?
No.
Undercover.
Pretty cold out here. I'll take you wherever you want to go.
I'm not interested. Okay?
Maybe he comes after her. She throws him off that cliff.
Young lady alone at night, not safe.
Didn't you hear me? Piss off.
I make him mad. Shove him off the cliff. Oh.
No way.
Oh, right in the noggin?
Oh, yes.
Oh, dang it.
Oh, I thought it would like stab
I thought I was
him.
going to kill him.
There it is.
Oh, yay. See you later, dum-dum.
Fate. There is a death. He's the single. He's the save. Oh, my God.
Karma.
Oh, my God.
Ooh.
When my mother came to my room, I realized that all this time I'd been waiting for her. I was afraid she wouldn't come.
I love you, Susie.
I love you, Tim.
My name is Salmon, like the fish. First name Susie. I was 14 years old when I was murdered on December 6th, 1973.
We're shooting this on December 6th.
Oh, my God.
What the hell?
That's crazy.
Weird.
Also, that camera looked like a lighthouse at the end. With that, it was like a lighthouse.
I'm thinking the same thing, too.
Dude. Wow. Okay, listen. Wow. I'm gonna get right into it. I really
But if you're
liked
listening on Apple and Spotify,
rate
read
and
this video.
review. Rate and review. If you're on Apple or Spotify, rate and review, please.
God, are you remembering to say this when I'm not next to you, Tara?
No, I am not. I definitely did not
Sweet
say
Jesus.
it for Planet of the Apes, but I'll say it now in case he wants to cut from this and put it in. If you're
No.
listening on Apple or Spotify, rate and review. This was a really gripping and thrilling adventure, except for some parts that I was like,
Except for some
what's going on here and why is it taking so long? And you heard, well, both of us yelling
Yeah.
about why is she delaying this? She just found out the murderer. Like, what in the world is happening? I really, no, listen, number one, if they didn't win for special best visual effects, I don't know what's wrong with people.
I'll look it up.
That was some of the most amazing visual effects, and the fact that when we see her walking and it becomes very ethereal, we're not quite sure what all those props and the hats and the ball and the ocean means until the very end. And the very end, when they say she's ready and she hugs that little girl, I was like, I was about to start sobbing because it's so bittersweet. And
that did not win any awards, but Stanley Tucci was nominated for Best Supporting Actor.
Oh yeah, I mean, you got to give it to the guy. He was thrilling and so good. The one thing I will just say, and then I'll let you get into it, is that Mark Wahlberg. I'm sad that Mark Wahlberg's character, the dad, didn't get into it with Stanley Tucci. Like I wanted to see him get a little bit of vengeance on him, maybe not kill him, but like, why is the book out? The police go to the house, and I'm like, he just gets to escape for that long. He wasn't even in a disguise when he goes to ask that girl if she wants a ride. I'm like, I guess that's the 70s. You can just drive away and keep driving. And I don't know, they don't know how to put a APB out. Anyway, I like the movie. Go ahead. Get into it.
I just read a fun fact.
Wow, what is it?
Ryan Gosling was originally cast as the dad, and he made, if I speed read this fact quickly enough, is that he was originally cast, but he ended up gaining a bunch of weight for the role without consulting Peter Jackson.
Oh, and Peter was like, we can't.
Peter was like, we don't want your fat ass around here. He didn't say that, but I think Ryan Gosling was at a completely different direction on what he thought of the character.
I would have very much kind of agreed with that.
I would with Peter Jackson or Gosling?
No, Gosling gaining weight to be in the dad character.
Because I was like, this guy looks incredible for. I think I said some comment about it, like for a grieving dad.
His hair.
He always looked like picturesque perfect all the time.
He did.
And it was kind of distracting to me because you would think he would have been a tad disheveled.
I agree.
Other than once in a while just having his bewildered Mark Wahlberg look.
Yeah, I mean, he's a dad with 3 children. He's going to be overweight and look a little more tired than what Mark does.
Whilst dealing with this grief, I don't think he would have remained in this shape. But that was interesting. So he was actually let go and then replacing Mark Wahlberg.
I mean, Mark did a great job, but I don't know what he was thinking about being like, no, the dad can't be fat. I'm like, he's got 3 kids and a tiring life.
Apparently he gained like 30 pounds or something. Yeah. That's crazy.
And then he has to lose it.
Then he has to lose it and he gained it all for nothing. Oh, wow. So The Lovely Bones was not about, it was dual meaning.
Yeah.
Bones meaning her bones reside here.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also about the memory, love, and connections that form with the surrounding people.
Yes.
Around the loss of the loved one.
Yeah. I also think The Lovely Bones refers to all the girls who are in heaven.
Yeah,
I mean, that's like
connection,
once they were all connected and met in heaven, I was like, those are the lovely bones.
Yeah. Now it was sentimental and horrific. It seemed to kind of hover between the two. And to me, like there's a lot of pros and there's some things that I didn't quite gel with. Ultimately, I think by the end, but there's a lot of things that I really did enjoy about it. So
yeah. Well, what's the things you didn't gel with? Come on, share it with the
let's
people.
Focus on the good stuff first.
Okay, let's get to the good.
That
then.
way, all that will get ignored by the time we talk about things that I was like not quite fully on board with.
Yeah.
First off, goes without saying. We've said a billion times already. Stanley Tucci was phenomenal here. From beginning to end, every time he was on screen, he was truly captivating, and he did the furthest thing from playing something that could have felt like a very generic serial killer performance. He brought like a depth and believability to the point where you could understand why someone would trust him, as opposed to playing up like, look how suspicious I am, because you got to be someone who blends in with the crowd, and you got to be someone whose lies can be bought. But at the same time, he always had this inkling in his performance, like he sort of wants to be caught because there's a sense of pride in what he does.
Yeah. Also the concealment. You're like, bro.
Homie.
Yeah. Calm it down.
Homie.
Yeah, he was trying
He went
to
all
get
out on
caught.
building the little the underground hangout spot for
Yeah,
It seems
just
like
for
he-
one quick kill,
for
but I
one
guess,
girl, yeah.
but it's really smart because it's like, of course, a girl's not just going to go, oh, look at a hole that you made. I mean, he made it pretty.
Yeah.
He put games in, and then of course, with that effort, you can snag a young one and kill him.
Yeah, that was awful. Very awful. Saoirse Ronan, I think, is a phenomenal actress. And
Yeah.
again, this was 2010 when this came out. And she's done a lot of great work past 2010 but going all the way back more than a decade at this point. It shows, like, yeah, she's always been great. And
Yeah.
she's always looked 15, apparently.
Yeah.
God
She
damn.
looks young.
I'm like, she still looks so
She looks the
goddamn
same.
young.
Yeah.
That's kind of it's trippy when you think about it.
Yeah.
She looks so young still.
Yeah, I agree.
She's just got one of those. She's got that face where she's always
She got that face.
always going to look 15 years old or something.
Yeah.
And yeah, the visuals are awesome. I love how they were constantly reflective and metaphorical, allegorical to whatever the emotional state was at the time of what was the main Susie Salmon.
Yes.
Of whatever Susie Salmon was experiencing in the world of the in between. I think the performances overall were really good, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, everyone did a great job. There wasn't one person that I was like, oh, I don't believe him.
Mm-hmm. Cinematography, the camera work. I think Peter Jackson excels at really knowing how to keep visuals feeling lush and vibrant.
Yeah.
But he does it a lot in Lord of the Rings with specifically with the ring of making this feel like this little thing have so much weight.
Power.
And he does that with so many objects to keep you attuned and be like, okay, this item must be important for something. Or there's like they can feel heavier and weightier than what they actually are.
Yeah.
You know, and I think he does an excellent job there. And I noticed like in the camera was usually just moving. It was always moving, and the editing was bam, bam, bam. And production design, this really felt like they shot it in some part of town where the 70s were still like, let's just look this
Still
way.
thriving?
Yeah,
Yeah.
It didn't draw attention to it. Like, look, Hollywood has created a set. It just felt natural.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the neighborhood and with the mall shots too.
Yes.
And like the cornfield even felt like old. I don't know why. It just and the coloring, playing with the coloring also helps, I think, with that, like desaturating, saturating different colors.
Yeah.
Is awesome. And the music, like the sound,
definitely.
it was great. I mean, it added to the horror aspect of this. Like in the beginning, you're kind of like, oh, it's okay, like cool, and then you're like, oh, this is like a horror film.
Yeah.
It was, especially with the angles that you were talking about. I feel like you guys can leave the comments. There's a DP in there that it's like a wide angle lens, and when you get really close, it makes that thing look huge. And we first started to play with that, I think, when we first met Stanley in the trap that he has her in. He reaches for a bottle cap opener, and his hand just looks so like big against this this little tiny thing. It makes it both look just giant, which is awesome. And then we continue with that, with like the charms on her bracelet and other items that Stanley Tucci puts a hand on get blown out.
Yeah. I'm conflicted throughout I would not write this movie off as I definitely think the movie's flawed though.
Mm-hmm.
Like I thought it started off I got like Rotten Tomatoes in front of me. It's like really distracting. This is that the audience is like, what do people actually think about this movie? Which I find
Whoa.
'cause some people are like vehemently so I just got
They
curious.
really don't. That's
There's
insane to me.
some people. The movie's grown in popularity over time, and
Okay.
whatever. All I gotta do is give them our honest opinion.
Yeah.
But it is fascinating to see. Like there are some people who like really hate this movie, and I'm like, I don't feel that way about it. But
I don't
whatever.
either.
But
There
more-
are parts that I really disagreed with that I
Yeah.
thought was a bad move, and it's taking
Yeah.
too long. And what's the deal with the pacing that annoyed me?
Well, there's 250,000 ratings on here, and it's interesting how they all fluctuate between 1 star and 5 stars.
Yeah.
So they're all over the place, and
Mhm.
I think that I thought in the first half of this movie, I was like, oh, this is gonna be one of those movies I'm really gonna love. I thought it was flowing nicely. The way they were throwing you into like, okay, we're slowly becoming a little bit more dreamlike, a little bit more haunting. And out of this 2-hour film, I don't know what point it was, but it did start coming a point where I did start feeling like character beats wise, everything just sort of felt like perfunctory is the word that keeps coming to mind of just throw the like Rachel Weisz, just like do what you normally do with grieving mother in this kind of movie. Just throw in a few plot points here. And even with Mark Wahlberg's character to a certain extent, while I thought he had more flesh on the meat more than other people, no puns intended there, well, I thought there was a little bit more to unpack with him. Still kind of the same thing. And I sort of felt like they were doing that with a lot of their characters where everything sort of felt like surface level, where depth was being provided by actors trying to bring depth, but writing was not really providing the depth. I thought this movie was a tad bloated with everything they were wanting to accomplish. Like, we want to tell something that feels that harkens to like the rise of like crime incidences that were happening with serial killers and children in like the 60s and 70s, and do that story. And I actually thought that's when the movie was doing its best, when it was doing the things that we don't associate with Peter Jackson. Of just like this immediate story about girl killed and focusing on that story, and then it was doing like the dreamlike stuff, and a lot of it felt like they were, again, it was just a little convoluted where nothing really, I don't want to say nothing, a lot of the emotions were getting sort of lost by masking it with
the fantastical nature.
Yeah, like the fantastical nature, while I liked looking at it, sometimes the sentimentality of it just felt like a bit of a forced, sappy emotion and not truly genuine, because the characters I thought were constantly kept on the most basic surface level plot points where I'm like, we kind of just need to sit with them. And I think when it really slowly started to lose that connection with them was post her death, because we just started speeding through some stuff and like, oh, we got to establish like the other world that she's in, but then we also got to keep the timeline moving forward in the real world. And I just found myself like observing things and not feeling as much as I would like to feel, as it just hopped between essentially two tones, which was horror and sentimentality, because it were the two tones I think they would kind of fluctuate between.
Yeah.
And what, again, like I think everything is like a technical marvel in a lot of ways, and I think the actors brought more to it than the screenwriting did. At the end of the day, I can't help but feel that because of the way how they were trying to do too much, that things kind of kept canceling each other out. That I couldn't feel enough for the characters because we were kind of getting lost in some other whatever we were trying to focus on something else was also happening that would sort of wash over whatever would allow us the time to feel or experience this thing here. And then it was just kind of lost in the ether of things. And I think it would have helped to like latch onto a clear perspective here or something. Cause I felt like the first half hour really solid, like even a little bit after she died and they were looking for her body and stuff, and the way they revealed that she was already dead. I was really, really digging it. And then after that, it just sort of became like I'm watching a lot of things happen.
Yeah.
Like I like the last half hour, sections of the middle.
Yeah.
I like the first half hour, sections of the middle,
and then
a little bit of, and then a good amount of like the last 20 minutes. Yeah. But it's that whole, it's a lot of act two where I just found myself just kind of back and forth between, am I really enjoying this, or am I appreciating what I'm seeing on screen.
The visual effects. Yeah, because when we get into the fantasy world of it, in the beginning is where we have a really grounded believability in the lives of all the people in the script. And we see them living, and even her voiceover, even us knowing that she's dead, us following that story and it feeling really real and grounded, especially when we first meet her with Stanley and she goes down in there. And we stay there for a second with the family of like, we got to go find her. We don't really fully get to experience the rest of that story before we pop into Dreamland with the special effects and where she lands. And I thought we would get into it a little bit more, but it really just, it was as if we popped in the Dreamland to show that time had passed. And I didn't want to pass a lot of time in the fantasy land. I thought that that visual effect was going to last for a moment of like, she's in this weird purgatory and whatever, but they used it more as like a metaphorical statement of like what she's going through and where she's at and meeting this girl. But I think I would have liked it a lot more to go back into the family story of immediately what happens to them and how do they actually deal with it after her death. And then leading us to where we see the dad with his candle and reaching out of the window and he sees her reflection as though he can still feel her just like he felt her when she yelled and feels her in the flower. I would have liked to continue that story a little bit more to feel the pain and the anguish of losing a daughter and losing a family member so that when we do get the daughter, because the reason that the daughter goes looking for that guy, she already has an instinct too. So we're running off instincts with the family, with the dad and the sister. They all have this instinct of like, this fucking guy is, I don't know what's going on. And then she charges right after. I mean, the dad does, but then he gets, beaten up, ends up in the hospital. I would have loved to see like what happened. Do we just assume because the daughter is lying there with the dad that the dad is beat up, that he told her I was looking for that guy and that's why she ended up at the house? That's fine to assume it. I don't like exposition, but I would have loved to follow the story more of like dad's recovering, but daughter's going to decide to take control. She finds the book and then like just being taken up in that story of the family going, what in the actual, and seeing like how they run after Stanley, even though they couldn't catch him. I don't know. I really wanted that. I wanted to see Mark going after him, even though he punched his wall, whatever. And then the daughter does, she does get to discover him, but it's still wild bonkers to me. And this probably happened a lot in the 70s that there's evidence left behind and you can just keep driving and not be found, which is crazy and wild to me. But I do agree with you that it ebbed and flowed, and I know that the act 2 is really where it slowed down, where I was like, okay, how much longer do we have in this middle ground before we're like, let's find him out, and how do we get to that story a little bit quicker? Yeah, because the other world she's in does feel a bit meandering. It doesn't. It doesn't really feel like I get it. Like, that's the thing is I totally get it. And I think you're becoming a little self-indulgent with your flowery expression of your metaphors that we will eventually become crystal by the end. But it does get to a point where it's like, we're not really doing much characterization here. It's not really advancing the plot forward. It's not really doing anything, And I think that when you get to like these beats by the end of the movie with like, Rachel Weisz's scenes kind of accumulate to 10 minutes of this 2-hour movie. And she goes on this whole fucking journey in this film. Of like, I'm going to have a daughter, but daughter's dead. Oh, not getting along with my husband. I'm leaving my family. I'm back. And it's like 10 minutes of screen time. Yeah. And then they just kind of welcome her back. Yeah. And I think the movie, I get the movie's point, like, especially when they're explaining to us about Lovely Bones and again, of like, these are the bones that formed while in my time being gone, and look at the beauty that has formed out of pain and loss and grief. And while I love, again, sentimentality of that, while I love the message of that, I think it does get. I don't feel like the movie quite earned it, and I feel like it kind of got lost here because we didn't really truly spent, other than like scenes like quick scenes of like Mark Wahlberg's upset
or this person's upset about something. It just kind of brushes over it in the most surface of ways. Again, with actors doing their best to provide it, and while looking pretty, it doesn't quite get it. And maybe it does for people, and if it does, that's amazing. For me, I kind of felt like a lot of it was executed in, other than the visual language, underneath the visual language is kind of executed in the most generic way you could sort of think of. Like, I actually thought the other daughter was one of the more interesting parts of Lindsey girl, whereas like she's the one who's the family is all kind of a chaotic mess, and she's the athletic one who's staying focused and still in pain, but she wants to solve her sister's death, or the mystery behind that, like her going into the house and everything. I'm like, that's a great plot point there. But when you do get to Rachel Weisz's turn, I'm like, I feel like there should be more of like some type of true resolve here. Instead of like, you can't just have dead girl monologue, look at the beauty that formed behind us. It's like, I didn't really feel like any of that was really forming throughout this entire journey. Like this whole beauty of stuff, and or even the gray of what they're talking about of like, yeah, there's pain, but look at the hope that endured and thrived. Like, really? Because I didn't quite feel, and unless I'm completely missing the point here, I didn't quite get this like this happy, this melancholic feeling, bittersweet feeling that the movie was trying to convey at the very end here of, like that. It just did, the beats did not quite hit it for me there. But like, I like the intensity of the moment when the daughter's has broken in. But then again, like when the mom returns and the movie decides to like just pump the brakes on this like intense moment to
I
be
hated
like
that.
melodrama. And that's how some of it just kind of reads, is like melodrama without any true emotional weight underneath it.
Yeah.
And the movie just kind of kept me in conflict through so much of it, because I was like, oh, you're right. You're almost right there, piercing the veil for me, but you haven't quite done it. You're almost there. But you keep cutting around. Once we're at one scene, we move on from that scene to go to your other. The juxtapositions would not complement each other a lot of the time for me.
Yeah.
When I felt they should have, between here's the very real world, here's the fantasy world. And that's why I think little things like weird British guy with like feeling not real works against the movie, when I think the movie's trying to have like, okay, are we only supposed to be seeing this guy from Salmon's girl's perspective, and that's why she sees him as this dude out of like a straight up like a fantasy movie kind of guy, and then other strange girl by the sinkhole. This movie felt like it was trying to have its cake and eat it too, a little too much. Like, I don't mind a movie that could be self-indulgent or a little bit preachy or a little overly sentimental. I really don't mind that. I can be a sucker for corny shit. I really can be. And to me, that a lot of it was just ringing a little too hollow. But I have to keep bringing it back to, like, I don't want it to convey like I hated the film, because I didn't, and nor would I say I disliked it. It was just like, oh, whatever. There was a great movie here that I feel like I could have walked out of being like, this was great, and whatever, it's flawed, but I still had the feels, and I'm like, but the movie didn't even really give me the feels.
Yeah. It did when they were in the heaven part, but I think what this thing, it's as if they went.
The girls came back.
Yeah, when the girls came back, that was great. But I feel like this movie played. If you put everybody in a room, they were arguing against beautiful imagery and staying grounded and real, feeling the actual pain of the people in this experience, and then beautiful imagery. But stay grounded. We want to believe this. I think that when we first get into where Stanley Tucci's in the bathtub and she's screaming and he's like dirty, that's as far as I thought we would get of like, oh, this is a nice metaphor. We don't have to show him and what he did to her. Maybe we just get to, she screams and now she's taken away and we know that she's like dead, and then it'll bring us back to real life and what everyone is experiencing. But I think with the beautiful imagery, we throw the boyfriend guy into the whatever, the guy that she liked that gives her the kiss, he is like he's not real and grounded to me. There's no one in high school, there's no boy who just like will walk up to you and speaks that way and is quoting Shakespeare and leaves you a note about it. I just don't think that is real to me. So that was the first thing that threw me off. Because I was like,
real in this
what?
world.
It does not. And the rest of it was real and it was grounded with the family until we got to beautiful imagery land, which I understand. And it's as though they had to loop that in of beautiful imagery or grounded, put beautiful imagery of this guy. He likes Shakespeare. He likes the Othello. He's different. But I'm like, yeah, but is he real? Can we make him real so I'm not thrown off the scent of like, is this guy a fake? Like even the girl that sees things that are not seen, she still felt real and grounded to me. Yeah. Like I believed it. When she turns around, she feels the ghost running by her and she discovers the note. That all felt real and grounded to me. I don't know why he was so ethereal. It threw me off a little bit. But overall, the special effects were gorgeous, and all of the actors did a phenomenal job in keeping it very engaged, as well as the camera angles and the camera moves, especially when it's being handheld and a little frenetic. And then there's one part when she walks into Stanley Tucci's house and it seems like monster handheld. Like it seems like a wider, like there's a huge person holding the camera and the handheld is like this. Like it feels... It was something that I hadn't seen before, and I liked that effect that they used. They used a lot of different ways to convey this story, a lot, with like special effects, camera moves, music, the acting, the coloring, all of it. It's again, like I said, beautiful imagery or groundedness, and it was a little teeter-totter back and forth, but overall, I did really enjoy this movie. There were some parts, you heard me yell about it with the sister coming in, and you're not going to scream. My sister's hair's in this book. This guy killed. Like, I don't care that mom's back. That bugged me, but apparently this is based off a novel, so maybe that's the way it's in the novel.
Maybe a lot of this works better in a novel than it does in a 2-hour film.
Yeah. I don't know. That's all I got to say about it. I enjoyed it. You already heard the things that I maybe didn't agree with. I had a good time.
Overall, I'm like a 6.5 out of 10 on it.
Yeah, I would agree. It's really just the middle that threw it off because I was looking at the clock a little bit at an hour and 21.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, this movie's 2 hours and 15 minutes. And I felt that last hour there until we got the last 20 minutes was a little bit. So 6.5 I think is a good one because of that, but it doesn't. Just let me say that it doesn't deter me from being like, oh, this is beautifully shot. A lot of good things that they did. And the actors, I enjoyed it. But I agree with that rating. Yeah. And that's it.
That's all.
All right. Well, we love you guys so much. Leave a like, leave a comment. Get on the Patreon if you haven't already. Tell us how cool we are. We love you so much. Happy holidays, all the good things. And we will see you. What? Okay, Danger. I don't know what's going on here. I might not be here the next video because he's got plans for me. We love you guys so much, and we will see you on the next one. Bye.